Hello, and welcome to the 4-year course planning tutorial for the Harker School. My name is Kelly Harand, and I am the Academic Dean and Pre-College Counselor at the Upper School. One of my most important functions is to help students and their families navigate our academic and co-curricular offerings in order to have the most enriching high school experience. To do this takes some education and planning. My hope is that this video will be a helpful resource for this planning process. The purpose of this video is threefold: to educate interested parents, to serve as a resource for students who didn't quite get all the detail from my earlier presentation, and to make future planning meetings more focused on your child's specific interests. Here's the agenda for this video. First, I will walk through a high-level look at the graduation requirements. These requirements are the foundation of our mission-driven education. There are specific course requirements as well as level attainments that I will discuss in more detail later. Second, I will introduce you to a wonderful tool available to your child. Planner.harker.org was designed and created by our student development group, Harker Dev. The sole purpose of this tool is to help students organize and plan their 4-year course load. Third, I will walk through requirements by academic department. Before we get started, I'd like to mention a few things. Developmentally, your child will grow by leaps and bounds over these 4 years. A key hallmark of adolescence is identity formation. We are using this tutorial to educate ourselves to create a plan. Please know that this plan is fluid and can change based on your child's developing interests. Second, please also understand that we want your child to take more and more ownership over their path. So while both parent and school can provide guidance and support, we want to empower the students to drive their education. Okay, let's get started with number 1, graduation requirements. In order to graduate with a high school diploma from the Harker School, the following requirements must be met. Students must earn 22 credits to graduate over 4 years. In order to earn credit in a class, students must earn a D- or above in that class. Most semester classes earn 0.5 credits. Most year-long classes earn 1 credit. Extra period options, which I will discuss later, have varying credit amounts. For academic classes, students must take 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 3 years of science, 3 years of social studies, 1 semester of computer science, and 1 year of art in the study of course. For foreign language, students must take at least 1 year of the foreign language at the upper school and achieve through level 3. Outside of academic requirements, students must complete 10 hours of community service per year during 9th, 10th, and 11th grades for a total of 30 hours, and complete 2 units of physical education credits. After accomplishing what I've just outlined in 4 short years, your child will walk across the stage to collect their diploma and be ready for the next adventure in their journey. Now it's time to introduce you to an amazing tool developed by our students to help with this planning process. Planner.harker.org is a tool available to your students through the student portal and accessed with their login credentials. In an effort to encourage our students to drive this process, parents can work together with their child, but we do not give parents login access. Let me show you a few wonderful features of this tool. The About page tells you more about the student developers who worked to create this tool. There are still members of Harker Dev who continue to support the tool as our classes and students continue to evolve. On the Explore page, you will find our academic planning chart, CS, math, and science flowcharts, as well as our course list for the current year. My Plans shows the user's plans that have been created and saved. New Plan allows for the user to start a new plan. Once you do begin a new plan, there are some wonderfully helpful features. As you can see, the academic planning chart has been loaded in the back and as the foundation of the page. This shows in gray, like right here, the required courses, then leaves those cells blank that allow students to choose. On the right side is a list of all the classes offered with their descriptions as seen in the course of study. A user can drag and drop, like I'm going to do here for the EPO, into the desired cells. There is a robust search bar at the top with the 262 courses available in any given year, and it can be quite hard to navigate it efficiently. Another added bonus is the extra period options that are highlighted in blue. Up top again, we see 2 more buttons. The View Comments option allows advisors or myself to offer comments to the students, or for the students to write in some thoughts to remember. The share function right next to it is extremely helpful as a student can download, print, or email their plan. As you can see, this tool is extremely helpful to our students as it is directly customized for our requirements. I can't tell you how thankful we are to Harker Dev for creating and managing this tool. Okay, the last agenda item is the meat of this tutorial, walking through what the next 4 years will look like. First, there are a few parameters I'd like to mention. Students must take 5 academic classes. Let's go ahead and look at Cami. We want to edit hers. So students must take 5 academic classes each semester, but not exceed 6 academic classes. You can see the distinction between the first 6 rows and the 7th, which is for an extra period option. See right here, it says EPO. EPOs include many of our co-curricular offerings, such as speech and debate, business, journalism, performing arts groups. A word of advice. There are times when a free period is a smart decision given the academic and co-curricular load your child chooses. If your child would like a free period, they can do so by taking 5 academic classes and an EPO, 6 academic classes without an EPO, or 5 academic classes. We are going to work with a fictional student named Cami. In looking at this, we will go row by row, starting with English. However, I have populated 9th grade because Cami is already in these classes. As you can see, she's taking English 1, Honors Geometry, Physics, Honors World History 1, French 2, Study of Dance, and Journalism with a newspaper concentration because she was interested and she didn't feel like she needed a free period yet. Now for English. Students must take 4 years of English. Going forward, Cami likes English, but it has always been hard for her and her interests lie other places. So in the future, she plans on taking English 2, English 3, and the 2-semester electives. In here, I put 2 placeholders because she's not quite sure what English electives will be offered in her senior year. If Cami really liked English and wanted to be an Honors English 2, she would talk to her teacher to find out what grade she needed to earn in English 1 in order to qualify for Honors English 2. And here I'm going to show you how to find that. Honors English 2, Survey of British Literature. You can then drag and drop it over there. Math. Math gets a little more complicated because our students start in different classes. Here is the mathematics flowchart to examine. Please recall that students must take 3 years of math, but we recommend 4. As you saw, Cami is an Honors Geometry. Therefore, in 10th, she can plan for Honors Algebra 2 Trig, 11th, Honors Pre-Calculus, and 12th, she has a few options. She could continue to AP Calc BC or go in a different math direction and take AP Stats. There are other calculus options available to her as well. If she doesn't want to take AP Calc BC, she could also take AP Calc AB or Calculus. It will just depend on where Cami is in 11th grade and what math she wants to pursue in her senior year. Please remember, a student who is qualified for an honors level course can always choose to take the regular course instead. Sometimes that helps in balancing the overall course load. Science. We require 3 years of science and our progression for science is standard. All students take physics in 9th, chemistry in 10th, and biology in 11th. Cami is enrolled in physics. She loves science and wants to take honors chemistry in 10th grade. Again, talking to her teacher to see how to accomplish that goal. In her course planner, she fills in honors chemistry for 10th and honors biology for 11th. As a school, we also have an opportunity to take AP chemistry as a 10th grader and AP biology as an 11th grader. The College Board intends these courses to be college level, and particularly in the sciences, taken after 1 year of high school chemistry or biology. Students who qualify can take these courses without completing 1 year of high school chemistry or biology, as long as they take the 4-week summer course. Please see the course of study for the prerequisites. Let's look at history now. Similar to science, we require 3 years of history with a standard progression. Students receive 2 years of world history education in 9th and 10th grade. 11th grade is U.S. history. In 9th grade, students take world history or honors world history 1. In 10th grade, there is an option for World History 2, Honors World History 2, AP World History Modern, or AP European History. In 11th grade, students choose from United States History, Honors U.S. History, and AP U.S. History. Because Cami enjoys history and is doing well, she plans on taking AP European History in 10th grade and APUSH in 11th. Language. At Harker, we offer 5 languages: Spanish, French, Latin, Japanese, and Chinese, and our language requirement is a bit more complicated. Students must take at least 1 year of language at the upper school. Additionally, students must complete through level 3 of a language to fulfill the graduation requirement. For example, a student could take Spanish 3 in 9th grade and satisfy the requirement because it accomplishes 1 year at the upper school and completes through level 3. This is not the case for Cami. Cami is taking French 2 in 9th grade. She needs to take French 3 in 10th grade, and she is so excited by French, she wants to take Honors French 3. Since she loves it so much, she also plans for AP French in 11th grade. Please be advised that progressions within the language department can differ between the languages. Refer to the course of study for the different pathways. In the arts, we have a 1 year arts requirement that is satisfied by taking the study of courses in 9th grade. If you are listening to this as a 9th grader or a 9th grade parent, you most likely are already enrolled in this class. Computer science. All students must complete 1 semester of computer science. This requirement can be met at any time during the 4 years, most likely in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. There are several different courses that satisfy this requirement. Digital World is for students who know they do not want to take any programming. Programming is for students who are interested in seeing what programming is like and may want to continue to APCS later in high school. Advanced Programming is for students who definitely want to take AP Computer Science. Cami decides to take programming to get a taste of computer science. She's not entirely sure where this will go, but knows she needs to fit it in before she graduates. As you can see on planner.harker.org, Cami is scheduled to fulfill her course-specific graduation requirements, and yet there is opportunity for her to explore other classes to earn the units needed to graduate. This is where familiarity with the course of study and the student's interests come into play. There are so many different paths that Cami could explore. I'm going to lead you down one that provides exploration instead of specialization. In 10th grade, Cami wants to explore a bit because she has a feeling that there might be some subjects she enjoys that she's never learned about. So she decides to take programming and economics. Both are semester classes, so they fit nicely into 10th grade. They also do not add another honors or AP course to her workload. You see, Cami has bumped up in French and in science, which means a heavier workload than 9th grade. We encourage students to be honest with themselves about their workload and consider these types of changes when scheduling for the next year. You can also see that she is continuing with journalism. For some of our extra period options, as students progress, they take on more responsibility. Please do not assume that the workload for the EPO will stay the same over all 4 years. After 10th grade, Cami decided that she really loved both her programming and economics classes. She is qualified for and would like to take both APCS and AP Economics. However, with her current plan with French in her AP French in her junior year, she only has room for 1. And this is where the choices begin. There are several options for Cami to explore. The first is to keep AP French and add one of the other courses. Here I'm going to add AP Economics. Now Cami has 6 academic classes, which means she can add journalism if she'd like to, or another extra period option. Or, with a load like this, Cami should really consider taking a free period. Her second option would be to drop AP French and add both APCS and AP Econ. So we would drag that over and look for AP Computer Science A and drag that in. However, if Cami wants to take French, then it is not advisable to delay AP French and skip a year of language. Maybe Cami didn't want to pursue other classes in economics or programming. Or maybe Cami is worried about how her year is stacking up with 3 APs and 2 honors classes. There are options, both in the electives categories and in the leveling. When we have our 4-year planning meeting, we can continue to discuss those options. For now, though, use the course of study and planner.harker.org as resources to familiarize yourself with the wealth of opportunities at Harker. This concludes our tutorial exploring the graduation requirements. The purpose of this tutorial was to introduce you to the graduation requirements so that our 4-year planning meetings can focus more on ways to set up your child to take advantage of all the course offerings that Harker has while trying to maintain good balance. Before I sign off, I would like to remind you of 3 things. First, we have started a plan, but it is not something that is set in stone. Your child will grow and change in the next 4 years. Interests will come and go. Do not be surprised if this first plan is not the last. Secondly, academic planning is just one part of a student's high school career. We must plan while also considering extracurricular activities, home responsibilities, and personal care. And lastly, if you have not done so already, please set up a meeting with me to review your child's 4-year plan. Thank you for taking the time to watch this tutorial. I look forward to meeting with you in the future.